let's talk about the Wizards. All right, so the Wizards lose in the first round of the Eastern Conference Finals to the Philadelphia 76ers. They are, unfortunately, in a kind of a weird spot. I don't see a pathway that this team gets better, but they're also not bad enough to be in like the top 5 or high lottery picks. So Washington, let's talk about the Washington Wizards. So looking at their cap space here and kind of their cap sheet, I should say. The Wizards basically are showing that they got so much money tied up in Russell Westbrook and in Bradley Beal. So Bradley Beal, we'll get into kind of the whole trade speculation with Bradley Beal in a minute, but Bradley Beal could potentially be moved. I don't know how motivated the Wizards are to doing that. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, to be honest. Davis Bertans, $16 million, pretty much over the next 4 years. A huge deal. And I don't see a team taking on that money for him. So Wizards are kind of stuck with that pick, or with that contract. A little depressing, but maybe they can manage something to be able to get him off the books. Going down the list, Thomas Bryant started the season pretty solid. I think he even played like less than 10 games, but he was pretty solid in those games, and he got hurt, tore his ACL. Hopefully we'll be back to full strength this upcoming season. Lopez and Ish Smith are free agents. Raul Neto is a free agent. Alex Len is a free agent, along with other players as well. But ultimately, this team is kind of held down by Roy Hachimura and Denny Advia, those younger wings of the future for the Wizards. Interesting. Super interesting. The team does not have cap space. That is the important thing to understand about this Wizards team. Because they are operating as a team that's over the cap, they will not be able to do much with their roster. And I just want to make that abundantly clear. Unless they can pull off and we'll kind of get into the rumors here in just a minute, but unless they can be able to get off some of the bad money, like with Davis Bertans' contract, Davis, I don't know. If they can do that, then they will, maybe be some kind of, because you look at their contracts, look, like Thomas Bryant, he's up for an extension for one, but then like all these other guys, they're not making a whole lot of money, but a lot of their capital is going towards Westbrook and Bradley Beal. So that is a little worrisome, and kind of hurts them from making any roster improving deals or signings in the offseason. So they are a little handcuffed there, but that is it. One thing I also want to mention with Washington is that they have a pick that's going to Houston in 2023, which is really weird and I believe this is the Westbrook deal. They will convey, it's protected 1 through 14. So yeah, there are some protections on it, but maybe Houston's able to take it. So a little worrisome there for the Wizards. And then obviously just an interesting situation for them to be in, because they have these two guards, and I just don't think they work together. I don't think Westbrook and Beal work great together. And I think one of them's got to go. And we might see another season where Westbrook is traded to another team. So Oklahoma City, Houston, Washington, where is it next? Is it New York? Does New York maybe put in an offer for Westbrook and just absorb his contract? And is Washington okay with kind of just being like, yeah, fine, that's fine with us? We'll see. We will see. Because there's not a whole lot of things to say about the Wizards and kind of potential moves they can make, I am going to just go hop into their recent rumor mill. And let's talk about what the Wizards can potentially do in the off season. Bradley Beal continues to weigh his future with the Wizards. Growing expectation around the league. The All-Star guard might still decide where he still wants to stay in DC. Blah, blah, blah. Cam Thomas has worked for the Wizards. Westbrook doesn't want out of Washington, apparently. Like no word that he does, I guess. No trade request yet. Yeah, so really the offseason will just be continually watching Bradley Beal. Now, him and Damian Lillard, I actually don't think are going to be guys that are traded this offseason, but it could leak into the year, into the season. But I ultimately think that they'll probably stay on the team, and then next year is kind of the year where like Beal and Beal's contract comes up at the end of this year, and then he can opt into a player option, but he might not do that. So yeah, maybe Beal's trades comes first for instead of Damian. So how much will a team give up if they're not secure with him signing with them long term? So that'll be interesting to watch. Other than that, I think that's really it for this Wizard stream. Again, they don't have too much flexibility to be able to do much in free agency. I don't think they have the trade pieces to be able to move anything. And again, if they do, a team might have to also swallow the money of Davis Bertans' contract, which I don't think they want to do at all. So we'll see. I don't think a Westbrook trade happens. I just think he's making too much money for a team to say, yeah, we'll pay for him. But again, maybe it's New York. So other than that, we are going to start another stream. I think the last stream I said was it was going to be Indiana, but this one will for sure be the Pacers, and we'll talk a little bit more about the new team led by Rick Carlisle. All right, let's